everybody, and welcome back to Leading Edge. Awesome video to watch now. We're talking Sri Lanka, Netherlands. We know Netherlands are struggling at the bottom, but didn't come off the back end of a lot of good wins or anything like that. Going up the big guns, Sri Lanka. Awesome. Couldn't wait to watch the game. Wasn't the result we expected, nor the performance we expected. We'll get into that now. But firstly, thanking all of our Udemy students out there who are learning on our courses and are studying and passing and learning how to play the game. We're really, really proud of you. Thank you very much for your support. Keep your eyes open. We've got more Udemy courses coming out. Those of you who are interested, watching, check the box below. You'll see that. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Please share, please like, and hit your notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. We look forward to much more for you guys. So let's get into it. Let's have a look and see. So coming in the back end, we think Netherlands, we were hoping was playing for a little bit of pride. Sitting at the bottom of the table, playing Sri Lanka at the top end. We always knew that Sri Lanka was going to be a bit of a powerhouse to face. They've got some big guns there. And I was just keen to see Netherlands playing for a bit of pride. I think they were sort of confident they were going to give a good display because they've been showing glimpses of some good batting. You think of Max Dowd, Stef Myberg, you think of Ackerman and people like that. A couple of good players down there that could put up a nice resistance. So we were hoping that that's how it's going. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out like that because there are a number of components. The pitch was acting up a little bit. It was sitting. So the ball was sort of sitting in the surface a little bit, which I think undid both of the games today. The batsmen didn't really get to terms with that, and I discussed that in my previous video. Needed to wait a little longer, let that ball come to them a little bit more, wait a little longer, play it under the eyes, and also get a little more onto that front foot and use a little bit more of that front foot structure in playing your shots on that particular kind of pitch. So it started off pretty dismal because Sri Lanka won the toss and decided to bowl. And I can understand why. So in goes Stef Myberg, in goes Max Dowd, and Max gets run out second ball. In defence, his own fault. Took on a bit of a suicide run. He's a big lad and didn't quite get across the pitch in time and ran himself out right in the first over of the game. So you just go and take away a major strike batsman out of your equation like Jatinda the other day who got run out as well. Same kind of thing. It hurts you too much at this level where you're trying to be competitive and you're trying to get into the next level or the next round of things. You just can't afford those kind of errors. Not long after that, Stef Myberg departed 5 or 5. 5 balls, 5 runs, 5 balls. Bowled. In a heartbeat, your strike pair or opening pair are gone. That puts the rest of the team under a bit of psychological pressure, sitting in the dugout, knowing that they've come off a few losses in a row and they're sort of looking for an opening partnership to give them some kind of platform, something to establish themselves on, to have a bit of a go at the top, you know what I'm saying? Can't say much for the rest because in comes Cooper, 9 for 8, Ackerman, LBW, 11 of 9, De Leerde, LBW, 0 for 3, Van der Merwe, 0 for 3 caught, Sila, LBW, 2 from 5 balls, and so it goes. So I don't know if it was just maybe the negativity of that had underperformed through the competition and the shoulders dropped a little bit and they sort of gave up a bit of hope. I don't know because, I mean, they've been around. Netherlands have been around for a long time in this kind of format and they've got some big tournaments coming up straight after World Cup. They're going to be playing some good teams. And they are a good team, but every now and again they just seem to completely lose the plot and they fall apart a little bit, which is a bit strange. But you know what, cricket's a funny old thing. Just some general things that I noticed which I found strange. A lot of poor shot selection from the batsmen from Netherlands. A lot of going back, excuse me, to the spinners, going back to pitched up balls and being court, LBW3. I mean, going back to pitched up balls, we should know better as batsmen that a good spin being put up to you, up into those block holes and that, you've got to go on the front foot. You use your feet double step, and I think what happened is Netherlands went back into their shell a little bit, didn't use their feet enough, didn't want to be too cowboy, didn't take the chance, and were not fearless, and didn't go and double step and hit the spinner so that you put the spin bowlers out of their comfort zone. They didn't try at any stage to try and say, stop the bus, let's rebuild an innings here, and let's just try and build up to 120, sort of something to defend, 130, 140, 150 kind of thing. And then they just threw their wickets away. So, you know what, but all things being said, okay, I really enjoyed watching Netherlands play. There are Bernard Scholtz, retired, great champion for the team for many years. Wishing him all the very best. A great hero in that side. Stepping down and retiring. So let's have a look. There's a couple of older players in there, Van der Merwe and things like that. These guys are going to be moving on soon. So, if I was the Netherlands, I'd be looking at my depth and seeing what's coming up through the ranks, start nurturing them, bring them into these competitions, start letting them learn the ropes and just understand where they need to be, and just try and throw some money at them and throw some time and effort at them, get them to the right people to work with them for these kind of games. So, obviously Sri Lanka comes in on the day, and to be frankly honest with you, their bowlers are just too much. Their bowlers, Kararatna, Chamira, Tishkana, their pace was just too much. You know what, it's actually, the guys are playing the shot, but the ball had already gone past. So Netherlands needs to go back and do some work on some real quick stuff, whether it's bowling machines, getting the guys used to facing 145, 140. I think Kamira's at 146. Kumara was between 145, 147, 148. That's really rapid. You haven't got time to react, and if you haven't practiced it, you're going to be caught out from a pace perspective, which we saw. And then, of course, on top of that, you look at their spin comes in, and their spin is really up there in your face. Again, their bowlers today just used great stump-to-stump bowling tactics, hit the stumps hard, attacked the line solidly, found their channels, found their length, found their groove early on, and just really hammered home the point. So, it was also nice. You look at Kamara, 3 for 7, or 3 overs. You look at Hangasara, or 3 of 9 at 3 overs. You look at Tishkana, 2 of 3 at 1 over, and a required run rate of 2.2. It was really game over at that point in time. But credit being where credit should be given. The guys from the Netherlands did come in, did take some wickets. Let's not kid ourselves. Glover and Van Meekeren took a wicket each. So there was some fight. So that's to be admired. The guys didn't give up. They just got in, they worked hard, they decided they'll take it to the end, they'll go out with pride, and they did that. So, credit to them. They unfortunately lost by 8 wickets. It is what it is. But you have a look at Pereira, made 33 of 24 with ease. He didn't really stress himself. Sri Lanka was caught 6 of 9. Didn't really matter anymore because the game was over. But I think if we look at it in context and say Netherlands are going to go back, rebuild, a couple of older guys retiring and moving on. So they've got to go back and go through that rebuild phase. Like Ireland at the moment is going through that, I think, with a very young team. They're starting to breed their next generation of player up and try and get some depth to their squads. I think Netherlands are going to go and do that and look hard at that and start working on it. And hopefully the Van der Merwes and Ten Scotters and people like that are going to be around there to sort of help with that process, pass on some of that maturity and that experience and knowledge that they've gained in the setup and the team and the present coaching staff and that kind of thing will back it and support the guys and get some good teams going. So I think looking forward to it is to see what is Sri Lanka do in the rest of the tournament. They've been up there before, right at the top, and they're showing certain signs of being there again already earlier on. They've had a couple of games under the belt where they've got some good results and they've got a good net run rate and their points are good and they're going into the big shark tank with the big boys. but I think they have what it takes. And I think if they can just get their batting a little bit more progressive, a little more positive from the first over, and just drive that run rate and be aware of that run rate at the 9s and pluses, they'll box with the big boys. And they've got a bowling attack to handle it, make no mistake, and a fielding unit that can back it as well. So all around, they're going to be a very, very difficult team to beat. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do. I hope you guys are all looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. And you remember, you're going to hear it from us first. You're going to hear a nice report on what we think and how we feel as coaches about what we see. And we hope you take it to heart. And we hope that you learn from it. And from tomorrow, you've got to keep an eye, because in our videos, we're going to start dropping some useful tips and hints. You've got to stay tuned for that. So thanks all for watching. Look forward to seeing you for the big ones tomorrow, like the South Africas and Australias, etc. Looking forward to that. Have a wonderful day. Keep watching. Tell everybody to subscribe so we can grow our channel. Thanks, guys. And Coach Jordan will be back with us hopefully tomorrow. So have a brilliant one. Bye for now. Thanks for your support.